Hi, Brittany.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, we're 1 minute late.
Yep.
We were discovering all sorts of things on our table here because Lisa set everything up last night.
Like I did.
I wasn't here.
Yes.
I was very busy.
I know. You were getting your claws done.
Hey, don't call my nails, my beautiful, delicate nails, claws.
That's true because you never get them like that anyway.
No.
Mine are more claws.
Yours don't look like claws. That's a terrible thing to call. Notice that we don't have any viewers yet, so I'm a little concerned.
Oh.
Maybe, people.
there we
there
are.
are some people.
Yep.
Good.
Hi,
Hello.
Louisa.
Hello,
Sorry.
Louisa. No, I'm glad you're here, Louisa, because we were just saying, I don't see any viewers yet.
Maybe no one came.
No one's arriving today, but that's not true. You're here. Thank you. And so is Trisha. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for the note, Trisha. I am very happy that you guys are going to be stitching that little tiny free sampler. So good for you. And say hi to all the girls for me. Katrina Middleton, good morning. Agne, lovely. Nice little smiley face. Thank you. And Sylvie is here, and Cynthia Tenney. Oh my goodness, everybody's piling in.
Yeah. Sue.
Oh, that's good. Hello, Sue. Hello, Loretta.
Joy, Sandy.
Look at everybody is here.
Now they're coming on, Marcia. Good morning. Ooh, 34 degrees in Dallas. That is a little cool.
Yeah, I don't know Dallas, but I think it's down south somewhere. So
yeah,
I'm sure it should be a lot warmer for you.
Should be a lot warmer this time of year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the weather for you. We've had some really nice days, and all of a sudden it's like 5 days or 7 days of rain coming up, which is not unusual.
Yep. No. For this time of year?
Yeah, but we were really looking forward to getting some sunshine.
And some spring.
Mm-hmm, a little bit of spring.
Yeah.
Although I've got all of the blossoms have come out in my garden.
Yes. Yeah.
All those trees are blossoming like crazy.
Yeah, all your plum trees and are they plum or cherry?
I don't know. I think they're both. I think I've got one plum and
one cherry.
Yeah,
not edible or anything.
No. Marcia Buckingham, and Donna Granger. Hello. Bill and Amy, hello. Yep. And I assume Bill is not here.
Yeah, just Amy. Hi.
But if Bill is ever here, we'll say hello to him too. So cute.
Hola, Marley.
Margaret Andrew, Karen Krause, hello.
And Jean Morrison, cloudy Atlanta. We got cloudy today too.
Louisa and Lynn, you're both from the UK, so because you're in the UK, you could probably know each other, right?
It's not that big of a place.
Not that big. I remember somebody saying that when I was in the States. It didn't really make a big difference, but this woman came up to me. She says, "Oh, I have a friend. The name is," and then they told me the name, and I said, "In Canada," and I said, "Where in Canada?" She says, "In Toronto."
Yeah.
Only 3,000 miles away. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, don't know that lady.
Don't know everybody in Victoria.
I don't. I barely know anybody here now. I've got lots of friends from the past, but they've all gone. Like, it's amazing how through your life you have friends and then they go on their way. And it's not like you're enemies or anything. You just don't see each other anymore.
Oh, absolutely.
That can happen. Pat Henke, hello. Kathleen says, sunny Maryland before the snow sleet. Hey, okay. So you're getting the same issue. Lithuania was nice. Hello, Agni. I'm so glad that Lithuania was nice and sunny. I hope that you guys are doing okay there. Mm-hmm. Our hearts go out to you, no matter where you are in Europe or in Eastern Europe. Yeah. Karen Leary, I'm here and for once not in the hospital.
Nope.
Excellent.
Okay. Oh, but that's about to change. Oh, well, take care of yourself, Karen.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And as you go through all these medical things, our hearts go with you and hope that things turn out for the best because you're a wonderful person and you deserve to be able to stitch again. That's one of the main things. Let's see. A few people have sent you some caring notes. That's good. Well, 35 viewers are here, and that is amazing. Thank you again for showing up. Mm-hmm. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to tell me what you've been doing. Oh, yes. I got started a little bit on the needle, what do we call it again? Drum pin cushion.
It's a drum pin cushion.
Yeah, if it's a drum pin cushion, do we then call it something and then the drum pin cushion? Or do we just say drum pin cushion, that's it? That's our only drum pin cushion.
No, because I think I'd like to make more.
Oh, okay.
Like a Christmas one, and the idea keeps on going on and on. But
There are lots of ideas for that,
yeah,
and I have seen a number of them online as well. They're mostly primitive, like you
yeah,
were saying.
yes.
So it'll be interesting to see what my
What
design
yours turns out
style.
to be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But you were playing with some
I
fabric.
was playing with some fabric just to see how it went together, and so there's my interpretation.
Yeah, I think it looks really good with this fabric, and also you
Exactly.
got a rose right on the top,
Yeah,
which
and
looks
the
neat,
on the bottom too.
and the bottom also.
All
Isn't
from the
that
same
cool?
fabric.
That is so cool.
Hmm.
I also like the fact that the bottom is nice and straight.
Yeah.
And all of this is stuffed correctly, so it's nice and straight up and down.
Yeah, it's kind of got a little bit of a twist to it, but that's okay. I need to work out the stuffing part of it.
But it's a model.
It's a model.
It's like a, what do you call it?
A mock-up.
Mock-up.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty good, huh? Really, really nice. I'm really glad you did that. And you did that top by hand?
I did everything, well, except for sewing the one seam.
The one seam on the side.
The one vertical seam I did on the sewing machine, but everything else was done on hand. And I kept on saying, "Look, you can't even see my stitches."
I actually can't. It's amazing. I don't know how she does stuff like that. Okay, you can barely see the stitches at the bottom. And can you see any at the top? No. So, pretty amazing. Good job. And also, it gives me an idea of how the design around the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I was also wondering, do you know these drum pin cushions? I've seen them before, but I usually don't see them in use. Do you know if they only use the top, or did they use the sides to also put pins in? Do you have any idea? Because
We've never actually used one.
No, and I
or
was
made
thinking,
one before.
and I was thinking that maybe it was only at the top that most people would put pins. I mean, obviously you can put them in the sides, but we were thinking of making the sides a little bit more stiffer, exactly, using some interfacing that's stiffer. And if we do that, then you can't put pins through it. So I was just curious if anybody knows whether it's top pins or side pins or what. We didn't say what was inside yet. Just a second. I'm just going to check and make sure that we don't miss out on anybody. That is lovely.
Thanks, Tricia.
Hello, Dan Thibodeau. Yep, it's Summer Box fabric. That's right. We had a little bit of a strip left over, so it was perfect.
It was perfect, actually.
Tanya's here. That's good. Ellen Meldrum is here. Karen Leary. Oh, yes, I already need to talk to you about your hospital visit. Let's see, what else? Everybody likes it. Never going in the hospital again without a whole bunch of stitching. I can only take so much television. Exactly. And sitting there watching television with your hands in your lap, isn't that boring?
Oh, it is.
I mean, there's a certain amount.
Except for if you've never seen the movie before.
Or except for if there's beautiful, like, cinematography or costumes.
True. Yes.
But then, you want to pick up your stitching again.
Yeah.
Hello, Tammy. Good that you're running around doing your shopping. Marty, hello. Just waiting for the snow to arrive. Get your stitching ready.
6 to 12 inches. My goodness. I don't think we had that, for our winter that lasted a week around Christmas time.
Nope, we did not. Anyway, Tricia wants to know what's inside the drum pin cushion right now.
Right now, polyfill.
That's it. And actually, it's interesting. It stands up really well, and we thought we'd have to weight it at the bottom with something. Not quite sure what. We sure can't afford, a bag this big of emery, so
no,
we're going to do that.
That's for sure, yeah. And right now it's just polyester fiber fill, but if I were to stick pins into the drum part or into the side part, I think I would use wool fill.
Yeah, wool fill. Yeah, we can get that too, and I think that might be the ticket because then it won't rust any needles.
Yeah.
Marietta is here. Marietta, I am new and I have a question about the Academy. When I sign up, do I have perpetual access to the courses? Unfortunately, no. It does say so in the description where you signed up on our website. It'll say until when they are good. So I'm really glad you signed up. That's wonderful because we do love to have new students in our academy. However, we are not guarantee anything in perpetuity because we have to actually pay for the website that it's sitting on. So until at the moment it is. I think that the last month is June, the end of June.
June 30th.
And we have been gradually, it's usually for a year from when you started signing up, but
Mhm.
because we're semi-retired now, I want to keep my options open, so we're keeping it open until June 31st, and it could reopen 3 months after, continue to be open 3 months after that. But I would get my course in fairly quickly instead of
Absolutely.
sitting around thinking,
Yeah.
oh, it'll be there forever. I just
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just a small company. And Louisa Sharp is here, not far from me, Ellen, in the Nald. I think
Oh,
that's like
yes.
that's some
An
kind of
area?
place, an area in
In
Scotland. Sylvie says, could you not add side pockets to store scissors or other sewing? Oh, for goodness sake, that is a lovely idea.
Good, absolutely.
One of the things
Yeah.
we didn't do was modify it because there's going to be a design all the way around the
Yeah.
outside. But that could still be part of the design.
Yeah, I mean, in future we can certainly.
Yeah, we're
But
keeping it simple this time.
that's right. I never made one before, so I wanted to test it out. But yeah, you could do pockets. There's not a lot of space around here. So, and I think if you start adding pockets with heavy things, it might be a little unstable.
Then you'd have to put an anvil inside.
Mhm. Yeah.
Keep it
To
settled.
keep it settled.
Anyway, but I really love your idea. It's not
Mhm.
something that I'm
Yeah.
going to just dismiss out of hand, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And much as Lisa is kind of saying, no, 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 I know she'll start running with this idea. This just sits
Let me
there in
work
her
on
mind.
it.
Exactly. Karen says, typically pins go in the top. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Designs would go anywhere around the drum and on the top.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you, Karen. That makes a lot of sense. And it's kind of what I thought, but Lisa was saying that really you put the pins in the side
No,
as
to me-
much as on the top.
To me, that would make sense because if it's supposed to be a drum, you're not supposed to have too much of a roundness to the top. You know, a drum is not round at the top, it's flat,
Like a drum.
like a drum. I did make this with stuffing on the top, however, but
Anyway, we have our what we thought, and then
Yeah.
now Karen says typically pins go in the top.
Yeah.
So that is the typical thing, and of course you can put them in the side if you want to.
which I think if that was the case, I would use wool roving,
Mhm.
of course, for the whole thing, but I would make it a little bit higher
Mm-hmm.
because it's awfully close to the mat board, so the pins won't go in
Oh,
that
there's
far.
mat board underneath that top.
That's right. Exactly. There's mat
Oh.
board for the bottom and mat board for the top.
So there's a round circle of mat board on both
Yeah.
top and bottom.
Yeah.
So you'd need to make this a little bit higher.
Exactly.
Oh. Well, isn't this going to be fascinating? I wonder how she's going to manage from now on. I wonder if we can even like not have mat board at the top. But that would be tough, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The mysteries of finishing. I'm not a finisher, so I don't know. So maybe she can figure it out to where it doesn't have to have a mat board.
Yeah. Could probably do that.
Hey, Ellen is quite close to
Oh.
Louisa. Only 15 minutes. You're kidding.
Wow,
You
that's pretty
guys.
Should
Yeah.
meet up and have coffee.
Yeah, that's like nothing. That's like
Mhm.
from here to Victoria.
That's from my home to here.
Yeah. You guys got to go get coffee. Judy Pfeiffer says, no stitching for me this weekend as I will have my granddaughters while their parents celebrate their 10th anniversary.
Very nice, Judy. I hope you
Yeah.
have a good time with your granddaughters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you they're going to have fun too without their kids. I remember those days when my in-laws would take over. Thank you, thank you. We'd get a night out. Trisha McKenzie, you're really good to get that perfect shape with fiber fill, says
Oh.
Trisha.
Thanks, Trisha.
Yeah,
Yep.
she is.
I
I would go nuts, says
Yeah.
Tammy, if I didn't have something to stitch while watching TV.
Oh.
Right? What were you going to say?
I didn't think it was that perfect, but thank you for saying it is. So.
It is, and you can tell because the lines on the fabric will give it away if it's
True.
too bumpy. So you did good. We're supposed to be getting some snow for Tammy. Okay, go out and get all the shopping you need then, so you don't have to go tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Viv, you're in dialysis. I had no idea. Are you in dialysis or at dialysis? And I'm glad you're listening.
Mm-hmm.
And sending you whatever support you need. Dialysis is no fun, but at
Yeah.
least there is such a thing. So that's great. I'm really glad you're there. Vicky Fisher says, "Good morning from cold and rainy El Paso.
Mhm.
Really nice for a change. That does sound
and we
lovely.
need the moisture. Yeah, they're pretty dry in El Paso.
Mary thinks you're a wonderful finisher.
Thank you, Mary. I do what comes to the mind at the time.
Yeah,
So.
but she's very careful. So whatever comes to the mind has to be really, really well constructed,
Well,
which I love.
that's true, because it took me, probably what would take somebody a couple of hours took me about 3 days. So,
On and off.
Yeah.
Marietta didn't see the description. It's at the bottom. That's where of the description itself. At the very bottom, it tells you how long it lasts, and that can change. So keep a lookout for that. Okay. Patricia Rideout says some designers are stuffing theirs with walnut shells.
With walnuts, yes.
Yeah, and that is absolutely true, and we had that in mind as well. But this was a mock-up, so we didn't do that.
Yeah, and I don't have walnut shells, so
no, we have to
the other thing.
We have to go get some.
I know you can get them through Amazon, so we might have to look that up.
Yeah, Amazon will give us anything we want.
Pretty much.
Louise Sharp says something in Scottish. It's hard to read. You would need to put litter in to weight it down.
Weight it down. Okay. I think it's just typos.
No, I just love it. I feel that this was deliberate. You tell me, Louisa. Yeah. Jean Inglis says hello, also from Scotland. Oh, yes, you are.
Hello.
Absolutely.
Patricia.
And Brenda Lichtleyer. Louisa Sharp looks brill to me.
Oh.
Says Louisa. Another lovely Scottisham.
Thanks, Louisa.
I assume that's good.
Oh.
Karen Lark, good morning. Good morning. Tammy Thompson, home now. Little bit of laundry.
That was fast, Tammy.
Marcia Buckingham, the top of, I've been using a hole punch and punching out the middle of the stock I use so I can stick pins in it. Interesting. Punching out the middle of the stock I use. What is the stock that you're using? I'm not sure what that means.
Probably the middle of the cardstock.
Oh, of the stock.
Yeah.
Yes, now I get it.
Yeah.
So there's basically a ring.
A ring
around the cardstock. Okay, that makes total sense, Marcia. Thank you.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Brilliant. Yeah. Always good to hear from our listeners because they have ideas too.
Yeah, that might work. Ideas. I'm just afraid that it would fray, but that probably would work if you leave a large enough.
Yeah, put the hole in first.
Yeah.
Cut the hole out of the cardboard and then glue the rest down.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, whatever we do, we'll have you guys to thank for it because I know there's going to be a few adjustments, but this was a great mock-up. Yeah. I'm really glad about it.
Yeah,
hello, my lady.
Quite pretty, actually. So.
Very pretty. So I was looking up to see what our new stitch technique is this week. And actually, there's not a technique as such. So, sorry. Couldn't come up with new techniques every single time.
But it is a stitch that is actually I like this stitch.
It is really a really cool stitch. And the technique part of it is that I add more little arms to the rice stitch than the usual one. I like doing a double rice or a triple rice.
Yeah.
Because they're way fancier. And if you do them with one strand of floss.
Yeah.
And it's very delicate little arms on top of the big cross, then it's great. And I wanted to show you this beautiful embroidery book that I got, Embroidery Stitch Bible, which is inscribed inside to all the to the creator of all these stitches and more. Happy birthday, Thea. Much love, Kathy. And from Lisa, have fun using all these stitches. Happy birthday, Thea. Love always, Lisa. So this was given to me for one birthday some years ago. And I have to say, I use it a fair bit, even though the stitches in them are done with wool.
Yeah.
They are fairly easy to see because of that. And in here, of course, is the rice stitch at the very end over here. You can just see the rice stitch there. But because it's wool, it's not as delicate as the way I like to use many of these stitches. But this Bible truly is an amazing Bible. The amount of stitches in the back.
There's quite a few stitches in it, actually, for being a little book. Yeah.
The index is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages with closely written text. So you can see that there's I don't know how many are there in there.
Yeah.
Over 200 stitches. Can you believe it? Anyway, I love this Bible and I wanted to just share it with you for my book of the week. We call it the book of the week, even though we've never done that before.
I like that. The book of the week. Excuse me.
It's a really nice thing. Louisa says some people put lizard litter in their drums. Lizard litter?
Never heard of lizard litter.
Oh, I think we should get some.
Walnut shells.
I think we should get some.
Well, we'll have to look it up on Amazon.
Lizard litter.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that might look like, but if it is walnut shells or cat litter? What? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that
Yeah.
before. But if it's clean, it's fine, right?
Yes.
Don't put
Yeah.
the lizards in
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. No, that's right. Exactly. Clean and yeah, definitely have to be clean.
Thanks, Louisa. That's
Yeah.
a nice idea.
So then we also have the rice stitch from level 1, number 1. And this is the holly and the ivy. And the rice stitch is the green border around the outside. The little red ones in the corners.
Yes, exactly. Those are the ones you actually want to look at because they're over 6 fabric threads.
Yeah, I think those ones are over 6.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to show a video of.
And then
online.
these must be over 4.
And the ones that are going to be in the pattern you'll see in a minute. I didn't actually. No, I can't show you because I didn't print it out.
You didn't print out the pattern today.
I'm sorry. But it's very simple, and so you'll see it as soon as we finished here. I'll upload it. It's not even like finished being put together. Sorry, I got other things on my mind yesterday, and I was going to do it, and then I forgot completely. I was dashing it off this morning as quickly as I could, but I'm not done yet. So.
Yeah, and I even checked the printer before coming in here, and there was nothing there. So
I'm sorry, you guys. You won't be able to see it on the stream this morning, but it is very cute and very simple, so it won't take you long. And then don't watch out for the next week because that's going to be a lot.
Big stitching week next week.
Yes. So do all your other big stitching now this week. And so what other models do we have for the rice stitch? I think you've got me one here.
You can show that one there.
Okay.
And I think it's
this one here
right there. Yeah.
This one's got only one stitch over the top. And what's this one is called Victorian Band Sampler.
Victorian Band Sampler.
And it does look a bit Victorian. I can't show you the very top close up, but I can show you this much. It does look quite Victorian. Notice those stitched Japanese ribbon stitches, flowers. They look really nice in here. And I love the verse. Love is a fruit in season at all times and within the reach of every hand. It's one of my favorites. And I think we've shown this once before. There is the rice stitch right here. So you can see that I've used metallic thread. Oh.
For the crossing stitch.
For the arms, crossing the arms stitches. I don't know what you call it. It's very difficult to get it to, oh, there we go.
Focus properly?
It's focused now.
And did you use Trebizond for the large cross?
I think I did. It's like a pearl cotton, but I used Trebizond and one strand of metallic number 4 braid in this one. And there's all the rest of this. It's quite a complicated sampler. There's a lot of stitches in it, but to me it actually represents the look that I love. It is Victorian, but it has this folk art kind of look to it as well. So I hope you like that sampler as well. Oh, hello, Carol Lemon, great. And Dorothy Wendell, a little late is no problem. Elizabeth, I'm not sure what you're talking about freezing, but you know, I guess we'll find out.
I don't think we froze here. It might have froze on your side.
I don't know. Tanya is going to do the Victorian Band Sampler to stitch. Okay, good. Because it's like, it's a pretty long sampler.
It is.
And I've used a whole bunch of different stitches in it.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoy it, Tanya, when you get around to it. And Dorothy Wendell is getting ready to begin stitching the Babes Honey Farm sampler, right? Is that the one you meant? Because we do have a bumblebee lace sampler, and we also have bumblebee pincushion, but it's not a sampler, so I'm sure it's the Babes Honey Farm.
Babes Honey Farm, and it's actually a really nice piece to stitch. This is called Hands to Work. Let me just get everything organized here. And I think it was, where did I find that stitch? Right here.
There we go.
So this is Hands to Work, and the rice stitch is actually only crossing the bottom legs.
I think you'll have to go up a little closer so they can see the rice stitch. There, that's too far.
Too close?
There, a little bit. Oh. There we go.
There we go.
Yep, got it.
Did I get it? And then, of course, you got the bottom part, all the veggies and that.
The Hands to Work sampler I did one year for, I think it was for Sturbridge.
For Sue, yeah.
For Sue at Citrus Hideaway at Sturbridge. And that is a picture of one of the farm barns at the very top. And then I remembered that they had their own kitchen garden. That it's kind of like, It's like an old Sturbridge village. It's like an old village like Williamsburg, where they represent and they reenact older times, like ancient times, or not ancient. Sorry, the 1800s, 1700s. Colonial times.
Yeah.
Why did I call it ancient times? Because I'm dumb.
Because they were pretty. It was pretty ancient.
It's ancient times.
Ancient for North America.
That's for sure. And Cynthia, yes, you did, and you actually finished it. Fully finished. Congratulations. Very lovely. I hope you maybe you can put it up on our chat group. It would be lovely to see it. And Dorothy is the quilting bee. See, I was all wrong. I thought it was the honeybee one, but it's the quilting bee.
The quilting bee's behind you, but it's right behind your head there.
Right up there. Yeah. You can hardly see it, but it is a amazing sampler to do with all those stitches in between forming the quilt. Oh, Elizabeth did that one. Yes, you did. I remember. You were still part of the Stitchin' Witches.
Okay.
Parsley.
Yeah, and this is part of the herbal sachets, and yeah, there it is. The right there. And this is parsley, but the right stitch is right here. And you can't really, it's all done with the over dye, so it's, let's see,
if you go too close, then it kind of goes out of focus. So I've noticed that if you're holding it for any length of time, kind of then it will eventually focus. But boy, does it ever take time. It's difficult. This is the stitch.
Yes.
And it looks like I did the top, but not the bottom of the big cross stitches on that one. Anyway, it's in there. And parsley is one of, how many? 6?
6 herbal sachets.
Yes, and I think they're all in the same pattern book.
Yes, they are. And if you don't want to make them into sachets, you can actually sew material around them and make a beltful out of it.
Or pillows or whatever else you like. Because I think that the herbal sachets look lovely all together.
Absolutely.
Because they all have various different main colors. So, you'll have the yellow here and the yellow and green, and then you have one that's mauve because it's chives.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of lovely herbs that are pictured like a botanical. And it looks really nice in a kitchen area or in a kitchen setting.
Yeah.
Kitchen living room. The lady says she's glad she can type and text because she has laryngitis.
Oh. Yeah.
How did you do that? That's not very nice for you. You must have been yelling at a sports game or a rock concert.
Sometimes it just comes on. I've had laryngitis before, many, many years ago, and it's not like I was screaming or anything like that.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure you weren't.
Just came on, but yeah.
It's not fun.
Back then, there was no typing or texting. It was,
writing notes.
That's about it.
I'm glad you can type and text with us. That's good. And I hope that it'll clear up soon. So don't talk, okay? Because I know that that's the best way to rest your voice. Elizabeth says, me too. Mine's framed and hangs in my kitchen. It was a fun retreat. Oh, we're still talking about that retreat. Yeah. Yes, that was really fun. Exactly. You found another rice stitch.
I did. And this is from the birthday bell pulls. This one is June.
Which is coming up.
And then the rice stitch is this one down here. Sorry, I'm crooking it, shaking all over the place.
You're doing great.
And
nothing wrong.
Also has a little bit of heart hanger at the bottom.
So the rice stitch is the green.
Yeah.
Right there, right? Yes. And I love the fact that the hearts are all metallic and they are
Me too.
The month jewel.
Yes. Yeah. This one is supposed to be pearl. So as you can see, it's kind of a pearl braid to it. That's that one. And then we also have, let's see if I can find it.
Oh, it'll be in R as is for runner.
R is for runner.
Right.
And I believe it is this one right here.
That looks like it.
Yeah.
And I've used a very thin gold, not a number 4. Did I?
Yeah, I think you used a number 4. It just looks thin.
Oh, it looks thin. I did use a number 4 braid on top of this one.
So this is R is for runner, part of the alphabet series. And it's got some bullion knot roses to it.
Is this it?
That's it.
Right there. Under the bullion knot roses, you'll find the rice stitch.
And it's done with the cream soie perlée and then Krynic metallic braid gold over the legs.
Yeah, it's kind of not gold. It's like Vatican gold, it's called. It's like a silver gold. And the bottom has got the tennis racket. Oh no, that's what would this be? A tennis racket? Oh, because it's a racket.
A racket.
It's not the same kind of racket.
A racket, a robin.
Bye, Lisbeth.
A rabbit. And then some more roads.
And a rake.
And a rake.
And you have something else.
I do.
Lisa went and found all these yesterday because I was so busy. I had a mani-pedi from 2 o'clock until 4:30, okay? So I was very busy. It was great. I love getting my nails done, but really the best part is the scrub when she's scrubbing my feet and my leg with the scrub, right? It just feels like so good. I feel like dying when she does that.
I like it when she massages my hands after my nails are done. It's like, oh, don't stop that.
Yeah, we go to the same nail tech, and she's just lovely. She's like a really cute girl, and she's now coming into her own. And she's got her own business now downtown Sydney because they used to work inside their home, but now they've moved to an actual salon. Yeah. And she's just hilarious and cute and funny.
Yeah, she's a cutie.
Yeah, we both really like her. She's a bit of a talker, but hey, we can be too.
We can be too, and that took a while. That for the first couple of years, she wasn't much of a talker, but I think she's definitely matured and
got a boyfriend.
Got a boyfriend.
Everything's happening for this girl.
Yeah.
I think she's 27 now, right?
I think she's a little bit older. I think she might be 30 now.
Oh, I said she was in her 20s yesterday, and she didn't correct me.
She could still be in her 20s, but I thought she was 27 or so when we first started.
I know that you guys have your own nail techs and all that, and they may not be very interesting to you, but it was interesting to us because we both share her, which is nice. This one has a lovely rice stitch in it as well. This is Birds of a Feather, and we hardly ever show this one.
That's right, exactly.
I am so glad you brought it out because this is one that actually looks far, far better in person than it does on the leaflet.
Yeah.
On the leaflet it looks nice, but this really looks nice in person.
Exactly, and I think it's this right here.
Yeah, those are the triple rices.
Triple rice.
And actually, if I can just get it to focus the darn thing.
Yeah.
Then you can see the fine there. I think that it's doing it. Okay. It's hard to tell. There, that is a lot better, but you still can't see it terribly close up. That doesn't matter. At least you can see the example of a triple rice rather than a double rice, which is what's in my stitch along. And of course, Friends of a Feather stitched together. And this was done in 2008. It's still one of my favorite samplers. What's this one called again?
Birds of a Feather.
It is called Birds of a Feather.
Birds of a Feather.
So that's easy.
Yeah.
Easy
Birds
to remember.
Also has a bisque new that goes with it as well, which also has, sorry, let me get, where am I? There.
Yes. That's right. It's got the triple rice right
triple
there
rice
in the corner.
In the corners.
Correctamundo.
And that's what it looks like on the
It
top.
is very dear. I love that little button in the center.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this was a great set that I made in 2008. It's hard to believe it's been that long ago.
It is.
I mean, it looks still very much of a type that I would make now. So I guess I just haven't changed that much.
No, you haven't changed that much. You're the same old person you've always been.
Same old.
Same old person. Okay, one more. And this is Happy Hearts.
Oh yeah, this is quite the project.
And it's a caddy.
I think we'll have to put it away a little bit from the camera so that people can actually see it in the big thing.
So that's where.
Is that where it is?
Yeah, right there.
That nice little dark area. Is that black? No. Oh yes, there's a rice and then a cross in the middle and then another rice and a cross in the middle. That's got a multi-layered effect.
A multi-layered. But I love this bag. We thank the God for Happy Hearts. And now, okay, I'm reading it wrong.
Yeah, you read it the other way around. We thank thee God for happy hearts. Then
okay,
go this
there we
way.
go. For rain and sunny weather.
That's right.
We thank thee God for needlework. And now we are together.
It's a project that we did for a retreat here, I think, right?
It was.
It was a Victoria retreat that people came to, and it was really large. It was actually larger than I was expecting. We
Yeah.
thought, oh, we'll just make one of those it's got pockets.
It's got pockets.
And guess
yes.
what? It's got
Yeah.
pockets with stuff in it.
Yes.
You know, like you were saying earlier, that, you know, we could put pockets around the drum pin cushion. Well, we have found that it takes quite a bit of a pocket to put stuff like this in,
Mm-hmm.
but this pattern has it all. It's seriously beautiful and beautifully finished by Lisa, as always. With
And
some
that fabric
incredible
was
cording.
perfect match to it.
It was.
Mhm.
It was some upholstery fabric that we found, wasn't
Pretty
it?
much, yeah.
Yeah.
It is kind of upholstery fabric, isn't
And
it?
it's lined with Dupioni silk.
Yes.
It is really pretty when you use it, which we do.
Mhm.
When you use it, you can stick things in the pockets, and that's what I love about it. Even though it turned out bigger than I wanted it to for the class,
Mhm.
it's so useful. It's actually something you can sit on your desk and just
Yeah.
leave it there and put stuff in,
Yeah.
because it was just useful for all sorts of things while
Mhm.
you're stitching or sewing, for that matter. Anyway, happy hearts. That's it.
Yeah. It was a fun piece to stitch.
Mhm.
And I think that's all the models I pulled for today.
I think that's amazing. I'm just looking at Margaret Andrews' notes. She says, I just finished parsley and I'm working on rosemary as I watch you. They are to be filled with lavender for my daughter's wedding party.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, that is such a nice thing to hear. And the fact that we brought one out here today, how appropriate that you should be stitching one.
And she just finished it,
Mhm.
that same one. So that's awesome.
Congratulations. And Loretta enjoyed stitching Birds of a Feather.
Mhm.
Yeah, you did. It was great fun having you. And lovely biscornu, says Tanya. It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
The biscornu
absolutely.
for
Birds of a feather.
Birds of a Feather. I love the edges. That's
Mhm.
my favorite part. And Tanya is saying, is that pattern available? All the patterns that we have are available.
Yeah.
So you can just go on our
Absolutely.
website and just search for it. And if you're looking for the one that has the lovely biscornu, it's Birds of a Feather.
Yeah.
So just put that in the search terms. If you're looking for the herbal sachets, that's what they're called.
Yeah.
And the
Ours,
other one is the Happy Hearts.
Happy Hearts.
Happy Hearts needle bag or something. Needle.
Yeah,
Needlework.
Caddy.
Anyway,
Caddy. I think it's
called
Caddy.
Happy Hearts.
Yeah, Happy Hearts. And then Hands to Work, of course.
Yeah. So I hope that I
Mhm.
hope that helps. Yes, they are all available and all available for you guys to do. And of course, you do have a bit of a challenge looking for all of the specialty threads, but you're getting so much better at replacing, or you can order some of these threads easily online still too. Not every single one, or not every single charm, but substituting things is part of the game now, with especially with the supply chain being so iffy. Not every store carries everything. So
Yeah.
get what you can if you want, or use your own threads that are in your stash, because that's part of the fun
Mhm.
of co-creating with a designer, in my opinion. Also, I wanted to share something. We are going to have another auction this year. Sorry, this week. This year. We had such a successful auction the last time.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. It was Sweet Pea Gazebo. Just
Mhm.
brought out all sorts of people wanting that one, and I'm
Mhm.
so grateful that you all bid so well. We appreciated it, that's for sure. And it went to the highest bidder, and she's very excited about it. And so thank you all for bidding on that particular project. We do have a couple more gazebos. I'm not too sure when they're going to be up for auction, but they will be coming in the future. So it's not the end of the world if you didn't get that one.
Won't be the Sweet Pea Gazebo.
No, that's right. That's right. All the Sweet Pea gazebos are now gone.
Mhm.
But we do have another one coming up called the Welcome Bell Pull. I think it's called Welcome.
It's called Welcome.
Is it called
Yeah.
Welcome Bell Pull?
Right. Yeah, I think it actually does say Welcome Bell Pull.
The Welcome Bell Pull is just awesome to give to people, or keep it yourself, for a housewarming party,
Mhm.
or someone's moved, or they're going away to college and they want to have a little welcome sign in their in their room, in their dorm room, or whatever. This doesn't look like an awful lot because it's simple, but it's also got lots of pulled thread and drawn thread, and particularly drawn thread, and it's also some hard hanger at the top, and quite a bit of cross stitching in the middle. So this does take, it's time consuming, and it may not be something that you will want to do yourself. So you can buy it instead in our auction coming up. Karen Krause said, subbing out fibers just gives opportunity for creativity. Thank you, Thea, for encouraging creativity. You are so welcome, Karen. It is one of the things that I think is my blessing in my life, and I think Lisa's too, is to encourage our creativity together and to share that with the world, because there are no stitching police. It is an activity that we can all benefit from in ourselves, and creativity itself makes you feel good.
Absolutely. It certainly does. Like this week I've had some, let's call them demons, come to visit me. As we all know, all choices have consequences. So anyways, I've been working through that. But what helped me the best was getting creative to work through that.
Yes. When you have an emotional issue or quandary and you don't know what to do, if you've done the right thing, oh, I might not have, or maybe I did. And those kinds of moments in our lives are helped by focusing on something that is beautiful and creative and allows you to express your emotions that show that you are a good person at heart, because that's what it feels like. Yeah. It feels good.
It helps me to sort out all those feelings.
Exactly. Feelings.
Yeah.
I hate to sound ignorant, but what do you use a bisque nu for?
You would stick pins in it.
Generally, it's a pin cushion.
It's a pin cushion.
But remember, Dorothy, most of the things that we have designed here are not necessarily for use.
Yeah.
They are for display. And so the bisque nu was a fairly popular item. I don't know, about 10 years ago it started. There were a number of people who did a few, and we did a few too. And we kind of like it as a part of a set. So it isn't necessarily only useful. It is mainly decorative. And what I love seeing is a whole pile of different bisque nu with different counts and different designs on it, just like you do with an ornament. That way, it's not a dumb question.
Exactly. Or needle rolls. You know, put them in a basket, or even a glass jar would be fun to see all the colors and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people, when they come to visit you in your house, or even when you want to walk around your house, you go, oh, didn't I do a great job?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I really love that. It just makes us feel happy to see them displayed.
Yeah. My husband always says, you have no more room to put anything. I said, oh, there's always room.
That's right.
Yeah, you can always move something.
Exactly. Sylvie says she loves that one, and not quite sure which one that is. Let's see. That would be the welcome. Have I got that right, Sylvie?
Or
Donna Granger says pincushion. That's right. That's what it's for. No question is dumb. Pat, you said it correctly. Louisa says, try something different. I am using silk threads on pierced and stitched Christmas cards.
Oh,
that's always fun too. And Jennifer says, I agree with Lisa. I went online and created a bunch of Easter cards for my family and friends. It was wonderful therapy.
Absolutely.
Isn't that amazing? You know, they have such a thing called art therapy. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
The artist tells you what to do, or sorry, the art therapist tells you, okay, you can go and do this with this material. And then they interpret it and make you sort of relive something. But you can do it at home.
Yeah.
It's so neat. It's just one of the most wonderful things when you start your creativity, where you have to think things through with regard to making the best choices that you want to make. You actually activate a part of yourself that is usually dormant when we go through automatic things in our lives. But if it's not dormant, it also allows that part of you to handle creatively your problems at the same time. It's magic. Yep, the welcome. Sylvie, I'm glad you like it. It is going to be up very soon. Margaret Biggs is here, a little late, but here I am all the way from Nova Scotia.
Oh, hi, Margaret.
You're not all the way. You're in Nova Scotia. That's great. Can't get the time thing right. It's 2:15. I think for you, it's 15 minutes after 10 here.
So there's 4 hours difference.
You got 4 hours again ahead of us, instead of 3, which is the usual on the Eastern Seaboard. But because you're in Nova Scotia, you got that extra hour. So we're way over in the West Coast. You're way over in the East Coast.
Yeah. You
got to think of 4 hours. But I'm glad you're here.
4 hours difference. So tune in at 1:30 next week.
Exactly. That'll be a good time. Write it down. Are you changing your time next week?
It'll still be 9:30.
Is it daylight savings next week?
Yeah, we spring ahead, but it doesn't matter if it's standard or daylight saving. It's still 9:30.
Yeah, whatever time it is that the daylight saving tells us. And the thing is that not everyone does
Ooh,
daylight savings, which may
that's
be
true.
something that,
That's true.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it was a really good question, Lynn
Mm-hmm.
Burton. So not everyone in the world does daylight saving, that's
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And I
Yeah.
think they were talking about stopping it here just before COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then they decided, no, there's too much confusion as it is, so they left everything.
Yeah. I think they were waiting for California, Oregon, and Washington to come on board with the whole idea of not changing the
Yeah,
time.
they
So
want to be
yeah.
in sync with the whole western part of
Yeah.
North America, which I'm not sure whether Mexico will do the same thing. Anyway, people want to
Mm-hmm.
get rid of it, and frankly, I'm not so sure I want that. I wouldn't mind having like regular time instead of daylight savings time, but I think they're thinking of keeping daylight savings time.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
for some
rather just
reason.
have standard time.
Me too. I
Mm-hmm.
like standard time,
Mm-hmm.
but on
Mm-hmm.
the other hand, I'm not a farmer, so what do I know?
Yeah. But
Farm.
apparently, in places where there's lots of farm, like Saskatchewan, doesn't change time at all.
That's what I mean. They
Yeah.
don't change time at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever it'll turn out to be, we will be here at 9:30 next week, and it will be daylight to savings time.
Yeah.
Because this weekend we change clocks.
Exactly. So it'll be 9:30 Pacific daylight savings time.
Thank you, Lynn Burton. I did not know it was an
Yeah.
issue, so now it has been said. Thank you. Margaret says I will make a note of that for next time. The time does not change. Oh, the time does change here this weekend. Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
So 1:30 daylight savings time for you too then. Lynn says we do, but last Sunday of March. So will you be the same time next week? Okay, we are changing into daylight savings time this weekend.
Yeah.
Not next weekend.
Yeah.
So not the last Sunday of March. So we will be the same time, but it will be our daylight savings time.
Yeah.
So we will be here 9:30 daylight savings time, which is 1 hour ahead of today.
Yeah.
If you haven't changed yet.
Exactly. But you can go online to a world clock and, for your time and say, what time is it in Victoria, British Columbia? And it should tell you the
or
time.
Vancouver, I think.
Yeah. Vancouver, that's true. So it'll give you, okay, if it's, 10:30 for you, it'll be so-and-so time on the west coast of Canada.
It's useful, really, if you want to be absolutely sure you don't miss anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, staying on standard makes it dark by 9 o'clock in the summer. I know.
Yes.
I love that. I think 9 o'clock is plenty.
Yeah.
The thing is that I'm a morning person, so I love my mornings, and I miss out on those mornings during daylight savings time.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have daylight for like another hour, and that means like we get our daylight. It's bad enough as it is. But anyway, it's a personal thing. Louisa says we change on the 27th of this month.
Yeah.
So it was a really timely question. Thank you. It's really smart of you to notice it. Very good. I did want to say also, I received this letter from Marilyn, and I won't say her last name, but it's the last name of the family is the Lonke family, I believe. And she says, good morning from Kingsville, Ontario. This email, especially for Thea Duick, with a heartfelt thank you for the inspiring, life-changing experience of purchasing the heirloom birth sampler. It's just amazing. I bought this pamphlet back in 1995, which I think she couldn't have bought it in 1995, actually, because I don't think that we actually got, well,
yeah,
had I done it by then?
You might have done it by then.
I don't think so. But anyway, I thought it was 1997 that we did that.
We started in 97. I started working for you in 97.
But I had 11 leaflets at that point.
And birth was one of them.
Oh, okay. There we go. She said she bought it in 1995, and she seems to be very good with her facts. She saved it to use when the first babies started to arrive in my husband's extended family. It was the last sewing project my mom was alive for, to help guide the assembly of the gown. She did a gown. So she used the center panel of my sampler to stitch our Lonk family tree as of 1997. The layers of hem were added and added and added, so the names and birth dates could be added as the gown traveled across North America for various babies to wear. I've used and reused the birth sampler booklet so much it's now being held together with pins and tape. Over the years, the majority of special fabrics, fibers, and treasures used were purchased at the Thread and Eye in London, Ontario. I wanted to give a shout out to them because they were a very good company. And she also did some framing for them. Several years ago, we even published a pamphlet to our family so they could arrange to pass the Lonk set, the birth set, along to as each baby arrived to use it. So I have got this pamphlet and I'm going to show you what it looks like. The 2018 was the last time I had the gown to add on a new name, but its use continues. But I think that this lady and her whole family have used it over and over and over again over the past 25 years. I am so thrilled for them all to have all of this. I think this was part of the game here. You can just see this on the collar. This was part of the heirloom birth. Bless this child. Here's the picture of all the various people that were involved, all of the babies that were added. I mean, that's a lot of babies, right? That is a lot. And I think there's a picture here of the whole thing. There we go. That is amazing. Anyway, I wanted to show you at least some of this because it was such a special project and we got all these pictures and got involved in the Lonke family saga. Very exciting, and it is stunning. I think it's a treasure for this entire family, and I hope that it continues, and maybe we should send her a replacement for the pattern because she's going to end up having it, not being able to hold up.
That's true. Yes.
It certainly is. Thank you so much for your reactions. I just loved it too. And what's so interesting about that is you can create something like this that will actually be part of your family for years and years and years. That's pretty amazing. I think that that's something that I would never have thought of making up, and then embroidering all these various different babies' names on the bottom and when they were born. It must be just treasure for the new mother. Hey?
Yes.
Anyway, so that was all I wanted to say at the end, and I don't have a picture of the stitch along. I'm sorry. It will be up soon. Do you have anything more to add to our morning?
I don't think so.
I think we're just at the end. And thank you so much for all your wonderful comments and always showing up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just love being able to come here and chat to you all.
Definitely.
Wish you could be here. Wish we didn't have to do this always long distance, but I'm working on the drum pincushion.
Yes.
And gradually that will come to fruition, and hopefully we are going to have actual packs.
Yes.
I think, aren't we?
Probably full kits.
Yeah, full kits for these.
Yeah.
Which is because we still have some beautiful linen left, and we have some gorgeous silks and overdyes, etc., that are left from when we were still making packs. So I'm going to be using those up judiciously, and hopefully you will enjoy having the full pack this time. There may be a time when we throw together some creative kits as well. But
so it will be a grab bag type of thing. But for this one, I think
we can manage
specific colors with a chart and symbols.
Actual symbols.
Actual symbols, directions, diagrams. Finishing.
Oh, that's going to be great fun.
And it probably is going to be a little online course too, isn't it?
It's going to be a workshop. Yeah.
A workshop?
An online workshop, yes. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. It looks like everyone is already saying that. Waving to Quilter. Haven't seen you yet. And looks like she's Marty has just finished part 9. She's going to do part 10 right away. Thank you. And I'm so glad you added something for our Ukrainian friends.
Yes,
it's lovely.
Absolutely.
Have a wonderful weekend to you all. And I hope that your weekend is good. I hope yours is good.
I hope yours is good too.
Yeah, we'll all stay together and we'll think about all of the people in the world and hope for peace.
Absolutely. Yes, that's for sure. Bye-bye. Until next week.